Hello and welcome to Roar Time. I'm your humble host, Eric Fowler, Dr. Love in the Jungle. We've got the man of the hour. Coach, the time is drawing nigh, my friend. It is game time in the jungle against the Lehigh Valley Steelhawks against our Columbus Lions. Coach, what you got to say about this, man?
Man, it's here.
It is here.
It's here. That fast, it's here. Just like, I've been seeing all the videos in the offseason of the fumble and all the stuff about the game. And you remember that moment of thinking, here we go, we got to start all over again. All the meetings, all of the recruiting, all the phone calls, all the things you got to do to get to this point.
Yes. Well, Coach is here. We have arrived. Been checking out the practices, man, and I will say our guys are looking pretty impressive.
Well, good. Got to look good to play good, right?
That's right.
We're starting to fine-tune some things. I think we're a little farther ahead than we were last year.
Okay.
Defensively, they're pretty darn good.
Yeah.
We're still struggling on offense, but that's every team has the same issues. If you watch the games from the NAL from last weekend, I think there was a lot of defensive games. Offense aren't clicking yet, but they will.
Yeah.
So that's just arena football. That's basic football.
Good deal. Let's talk a little bit about training camp. I mean, we obviously are less than 24 hours away from our season opener.
Right.
But from a training camp perspective, what are we looking like? What's your feel of, are you convinced? Because sometimes we come out the gate, and you will probably know more so than anyone else, you and the staff, if this is championship quality or caliber activity that we have going on. Is it too early to tell?
It's all about gelling as a team. I showed the team a video. A friend of ours made a shout out to Skylar Lane down in Jacksonville. He actually made a really good video for us. Skylar does great work, and it was kind of heart wrenching a little bit to watch it. But as you watch the video, you could see the struggle. You could see the disappointment in the players' faces, because we had put so much time in together as a unit, and we'd spent so much time. I mean, like I said before, those 5 or 6 months, we spent more time together with those players than we do with our own families.
Yeah.
They are your family, and so like any relationship, when you have failure, disappointment, you're hurt because of the sacrifices you guys all made, and you're not hurt just for yourself, but you're hurt for the guy beside you. You feel like you let somebody down.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm looking for when you build a team, and we haven't got that yet because we got all these new faces coming in, and you still got your basic veteran core, but when you bring in new guys, they haven't gone through the struggles the other guys have gone through yet.
That's right.
So there's no common ground. There's no, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to make sure that I do my job so you get your job done. And I'm trying to find that right now. But from a talent standpoint, we're fine.
Okay.
And again, we're farther than we were last year at this point, without a doubt.
Gotcha. Just a matter of bringing that chemistry together. And I think it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Through the test of time, and, we open the gates up to the season. People tend to character builds individuals. And I think it's these kinds of elements that we walk ourselves into.
Right.
And the chemistry will begin to unfold.
And there's all those sayings about, that doesn't kill you, makes you stronger. And, was it Proverbs 27:17, iron sharpens iron?
There you go.
All that stuff. But it's so true. It's true.
Yeah.
And it works. And, we had a couple hiccups this week in practice. There was some mistakes with some things we did. But when the mistakes happened, I stopped practice and we all talked, and I explained why that happened, what's the outcome, how to fix it. And if we don't experience those, you have to experience failure to understand how to succeed.
You got to.
It's not, you can't always be on the top.
That's right.
With anything. And so we made some mistakes in practice, and we learned from it. That's a good thing. And you need to actually have those mistakes happen throughout the games, working your way into the championship game, so then when you get to a championship game, you're prepared.
That's right.
If nothing bad happens to you, and then you get to the playoffs and all of a sudden everything goes south, what are you going to do?
Yeah. What can you do?
Right.
Indeed. Just got to learn from those opportunities, and I think we've done that well. We not only know how to win well, but we know how to lose gracefully.
I'm not a sore winner, but I'm a sore loser. I'm not going to lie.
I am too, Coach. I tried to make it sound a little more politically correct, but it's hard to do that. It's hard to do that,
yeah,
especially when we're so accustomed to winning.
Yeah,
You know,
100 sometimes.
Yeah, that's who we are. So, Coach, let's talk a little bit about this new talent that we've got.
Yeah.
We've got some names that come to mind: Quavon Hicks, UGA guy, Darius Rosser, Arkansas State, Greg Hall Jr., Auburn University. These are some pretty talented guys, up and coming talent that we've got on the field.
Yeah, Darius. Darius is a character, but he's got a motor, man. And he's one of those guys that stood out from the first day of practice, stood out with the coaches. He's already getting involved in the community, but he's going to come off the edge.
Okay.
And he's coming, and he ain't going to quit. So we're expecting big things out of him out of Arkansas State. Then you got Greg Hall Jr., who kind of was at Auburn for 3 years, kind of maybe even a backup role.
Okay.
Well coached, obviously. Great athlete. He's got speed. He can run around. He can hit. Greg looks really good. I'm excited about him. And, of course, Quavon Hicks at fullback / running back. He'll allow us to do some things I didn't do last year.
Oh,
you know,
good.
And I would expect him to be probably one of the top backs in the league from the get-go, and that'll help us out in the red zone and do some special things. All three of those guys, the thing about them is they've got that special something about them personality-wise. You know, it's funny, I was talking about Quavon, and I said, I want a guy that I really don't want to meet in the back alley after at night. You got to have those guys on the team.
Exactly.
Got to have it's funny, I was like, you got to have kind of a dog in him, but then I'm thinking about we went to UGA, and I'm thinking no pun intended,
That's
but
it.
he's got a little in him. So those are some very special players on top of the other guys we have. I'm just kind of waiting to see how they react, but from a talent standpoint, they match up across the board with anybody on anybody else's team.
Okay.
So that's the good news.
And that's big.
Yeah.
That's real big. Well, we've talked about a little bit of the upcoming talent, and I know we've got some veterans that we're putting back out on the field. And anyone in particular that?
Defense kicked our butt all week.
Okay.
Larry Edwards, Robert Caldwell, you heard it on the show, they're the best two linebackers in the league, hands down. I don't care what anybody says, and you're going to find out.
Yeah.
I may not have a D-line or maybe or kicking game or quarterback or receivers, you pick, I don't know. But I'm telling you right now, those two linebackers are better than any two linebackers in the league.
We're coming at you.
So those guys can play. They're going to get after it. And to me, that's the core, because you got two guys that know the game.
That's right.
And they're both 6'3", 6'4", they're both 250, and they both can fly.
Smash mouth coming at you.
It's almost like a insurance policy security blanket. I don't even have to look out. When them two guys are on the field at the same time, knock on wood, they're going to get after it. And they're bringing.
To see.
I love that. What's the? I'm a movie guy. What Clubber Lang say? Pain.
Pain.
Remember Clubber Lang for Rocky III?
That's right.
He said, "What's your prediction?" He said, "Pain." So, yeah.
What's the weather forecast for today? Pain. yeah, I like that one. I'm gonna use that one, Coach. Yeah, good deal. So we've got to talk about the injury report. I think we've got some pretty critical talent that are kind of on injured reserve right now.
Well, the good news is we got great doctors.
Yes, we do.
And great medical. Houston Clinic, Dr. Ryan Garinger and McKenzie, our trainer, and Andy Grubbs' staff. I mean, Columbus Diagnostic, who does our MRIs, they just do a great job.
Yeah, hands down. Some of the best.
Bad news is we've had a bunch of players have to use them.
Yeah.
So, of course, Ken Washington had his surgery for his Achilles. He's out for the year, but he'll be back next year, which is good. Jeremy Schonbrenner, who was our starting center, has got to get his knee scoped. So I don't know what that means. When I think of scope, I think about bad breath, but he's getting his knee scoped, and he'll be out for an indefinite amount of time. We'll figure that out.
Okay.
And Marte Sears, unfortunately, we talked about a car accident. He has an MCL, so he's got to get that fixed. So he's out. And to have that many surgeries before the season's never happened. I've only had 1 or 2 surgeries all of last year. I've had 3 before we even kick off.
My goodness.
But they get them back on the field quick. They do a good job. They rehab them up. Beth Bone does a great job rehabbing them, as far as getting them ready to go. And hopefully this injury report segment lasts about 10 seconds every week.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be nice.
Exactly. So we start talking about segments. Oh, that brings us to some very coveted sponsors, Coach. So let's talk about some sponsors that we might, want to highlight going into the new season. PCS Metro. They'll be doing the QB Challenge.
That's going to be fun. It may be boring, but from a business standpoint, I love talking about the sponsors because they're good companies in Columbus. And I get a chance to do, the chamber breakfasts and all these different organizations and these meetings. You meet all these great businesses in Columbus, and they really are.
Yeah.
And they're all small business owners that are trying to, be successful, and just like we are. And I just enjoy talking about them. But PCS Metro is great.
Yes.
Because they're doing a quarterback challenge at I think it's at halftime. You'll get 10 footballs, midfield. You have to register at the PCS Metro booth or the fan center, and you get to throw 10 footballs in a minute through the uprights. For every ball you make, I think it's a $10 voucher.
Wow.
For merchandise or something, so it's going to be pretty cool.
That's pretty impressive. Well, and we've got some other outstanding sponsors. We've got this wonderful display right before us. this nice drink of sorts. Do the commercial, Coach.
I can't do it. I'm so worn down, to be honest with you. But I do love some Supercharged. The players were asking about it. Practice. We ran out. David and Nick, that's the guys that run it. They're doing a good job, but we can't keep it in my office. I can't keep it at my house. We can't keep it in the locker room. It's out every day. They're awesome.
Yeah. And I've noticed. I actually was traveling from Atlanta the other day on business, and stopped into a convenience store.
Did they really?
And they have their own little kiosk.
Yeah, well, they're in Publix now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And
pretty awesome.
and they're locally owned. Locally owned.
You can't beat that.
No, you can't. I love it. They got some billboards downtown, and they do some of the little league teams around here, and they hustle. I love it. I love when I meet companies that hustle.
Yeah,
they hustle it, man.
Absolutely.
They get after it. So,
Coach, just a shameless plug. If they need a nice guy with a pretty decent voice to be a spokesperson, I know a guy.
I do too.
I know. Okay.
He's pretty. Yeah, he's really good.
Okay.
He's really good, but I don't want them to cut into my time. That's my guy.
Coach, fan experience. I have seen some changes for the better. Starting with this pretty phenomenal giant lion of sorts. What's that all about? Yeah.
That was pretty good. I'm not going to say anything. You guys got to come to the game. I'm going to leave it at that. But you saw it.
I saw it.
It's cool.
It's awesome.
They did a good job. Ashley Beaver and our staff have been working in the off season to make the fan experience more fun. And I know what you're talking about, so I'm not going to let the secret out. But like when you walk in the arena, and it just gives it a different feel.
Different feel.
With everything.
Everything.
Everything was fun.
It's just exciting because we were doing a little dry run of sorts the other night, and some familiar faces are coming back. The original Leo the Lion is back in the building. That is going to be an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and
motorcycles are back in
yeah,
town.
Painted Rock guys.
Yep.
So it's some exciting stuff when we talk about the entire fan experience that's coming before us.
Gates open at 6:30.
6:30. But before we go there, Coach, let's take a quick break. Pause for the calls. Lion Nation, we'll be right back with more information to tell you right here at Roar Time. Stay to your seats. We'll be right back.
USAA gives me the peace of mind and the security just like the Marines did. At one point I did change to a different company with car insurance and I was not happy with the customer service. We have switched back over and we feel like we're back home now. We're the Williams family and we're USAA members for life.
Collision Surgeons of Columbus, now at our new location at 5050 Warm Springs Road Connector. We've teamed up with JP Auto Care to create a one-stop shop for your collision and mechanical needs. Don't go into cardiac arrest. Come by Collision Surgeons at 5050 Warm Springs Road Connector.
Welcome back to Roar Time. I'm your mere host, Eric Fowler, Dr. Love in the Jungle. We've got Director of Operations, Head Coach Jason Gibson is in the building, folks. And we're right back with Roar Time. Coach, before we left from our first segment, we were talking a little bit about the fan experience. And just some changes, just some tweaks that we're making just to get the fan more involved. And we're talking everything from the Lions Walk, as you enter into the foyer of the Civic Center.
Good word.
Yeah, that's a little French or Spanglish, whichever, you prefer. But that whole concept of when you walk through those double glass doors,
right,
walking into the Civic Center, the experience that you're just going to gain, and it's not just for our fans, but it's also for the opposing fans.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to feel that. You have to be able to understand it when you drive in and you get in the parking lot that you're at a football game.
Absolutely.
You have to have the feeling. And so we're just doing little things. They've got new player banner on the poles when you drive in the main driveway. They got signs outside the arena. They got signs inside the arena. They got the new sound system, new speaker system. They're selling merchandise in the front lobby.
Yeah.
Junior Lady Lions will be there. There's 30 of those girls. They're doing a good job with Kate Quinn out of CSU. They're doing a really good job. The dance team will be out front with Christina Fonner and her girls. There's so many moving parts. When you look at all the parts of everybody and you talk about businesses in Columbus,
yeah,
and you look down the chart, outside of Muskogee County schools or major employers, I mean, we're at 100 plus people. There's probably 120 people that have their hands somehow, some way involved in what goes on a game day between the players, the cheerleaders, Junior Lady Lions, office staff, front office staff, Civic Center staff, ownership, the group work, all these people coming in, CTV, Beam, all their staff. You're talking that's a lot of moving parts.
It's a huge undertaking, yes.
And I really never thought about it just now until I just said it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of activity taking place. And this is just pregame.
You haven't done anything yet.
This is pregame.
So it's a lot going on. It's fun. It's a great job, and there's a lot of great people. That's what makes it fun. Working with you and Toy Guard and everybody at CTV Beam, they make it fun. You would come in the mornings. People don't know this. Off camera we joke around because Toy Guard's not really from Turkey. But yeah, I'm just giving them a hard time. But it's just everybody we work with is so much fun to do.
Absolutely.
And that's what makes it great.
Yeah.
And it's just fun. So I'm excited, and I want to relay that excitement that I have to people when they come into the game. I want them to understand and feel the same way about the game and about all the activities. And we got great merchandise this year too. Just everything. Going back to PCS Metro, even though we're going to be in the game and I hope I'm winning enough to be ahead.
Yeah.
No, sorry, Mike Clark, I'm not trying to be mean, but I want to see the PCS Metro halftime.
That's right.
I'd like to see it. It's a pretty cool promotion. So I want to see that. I want to get center sticks for everyone.
Gotta have them, center sticks for everybody.
For all these people, Jackie Moon. If we get 50 points, Domino's throws that sponsorship in.
Yeah.
Just all the people. USAA is doing the military soldiers, and Keith Tate with Tate Furniture, and Shane Blankenship with Home Inspectors.
Yeah.
They're doing the best seat in the house for soldiers. We haven't done that in a while. We got spotlight, a military family for every game, and they get to sit in nice chairs like this and a table. And I couldn't imagine sitting on a set like this just watching a football game like at your house.
Yeah, really.
And that's because of Tate Furniture and Home Inspectors. And I could just keep going on and on to all these people.
Yeah.
I want to do such a good job. So.
And that, I noticed just in coming to our practice session, the red zone experience, is going to be a huge undertaking. I mean, it looks like it's been extended from one side to the other.
You talking about the seats behind it?
Yeah, behind the goalposts.
Oh man, we've got Riley Heating and Air has a suite. All Star Heating and Air has a suite out of LaGrange. USAA has a suite for the soldiers. Okay. You've got the Omaha Brewery Party Zone, which is going to be out of this world. Wait till you see that. Then you've got iHeartRadio's got a suite on the floor, and you're starting to add people. All the suites are sold for the game up top. Spring Harbor's coming, Beam TV's coming. They're taking up both suites up top. We've got 13 groups. We've got a huge, great fundraiser. I'd be remiss
Good one, Coach.
if I didn't use this, but Smith Station Youth Soccer, which is where my son plays.
Yeah.
Doing a great fundraiser. Anybody that comes to the game that says they're with Smith Station Youth Soccer, moms, dads, aunts, uncles, friends, family, says when they buy their ticket, it's not a discounted ticket. Just buy any ticket, whether it's upper or lower level. If you say you're with Smith Station Youth Soccer, they're going to code the ticket, and 50% of every ticket, we're going to write a check back to Smith Station Youth Soccer.
That is phenomenal.
And we're doing that every week with a different organization. I am so excited to hopefully be able to next Monday or Tuesday when we, let all the dust clear.
That's right.
Head out to that soccer field with a big check and write them a big check.
That's huge.
And then the next week we're doing it with Columbus Youth Soccer and with Glenwood School.
It gets
Go Gators.
no better. Hey, go Gators, yeah. Shameless plug there, Coach. Hey, that's awesome. But we're giving back to our communities.
That's what you want to do.
This is what it's all about.
I mean, I would love, and I do fundraisers. They're terrible. I don't want to go door to door. I don't want to call people and ask them for $10 to buy 12 donuts.
Yeah.
It's just, as a parent,
Exactly.
I got 3 kids too, so. And I just want to do something. I've always been trying to do something that's easy for the organizations, minimal work, maximum return. And I think I found something, and I'm excited for Smith Station Youth Soccer, and it'll continue throughout the season. I think we're doing it with the Harris County Youth Football. We got Columbus, we got the Boy Scouts, we're doing it with the Boy Scouts, we're doing it with all these organizations. So if you're interested, please give me a call, because this is a great way for us to share our experience.
That's right.
Entertain you for 3 hours, and help your organization.
That's what I call community servant leadership at its finest, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, there's a team, I think Sioux Falls, in another arena league, indoor league, whatever. They do almost $200,000 a year of money back to the community, to their own community that they raise.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get there. I want to be that team. I think I thought the Cottonmouths did a great job.
Yeah.
Giving back.
Exactly.
And doing things and doing the right things. And I think we're on track for that. I'm excited. And I know this is a coaching show, but at the end of the day, life's about helping people.
It is.
And if football is a venue for me to sit up here and talk about doing something right for somebody and bettering the life of somebody else, then I'll do it. And if you don't like it, turn it off.
There you go. But you're going to stay tuned.
I hope so, right?
We've got some talk right here. Let's talk a little bit about what we've got to expect from Lehigh Valley Steelhawks, Coach.
Good team, man. They lost their coach, but the new head coach has been around for a while. The guy's got a phenomenal resume. He knows football.
Yeah.
So they'll be good. They lost Warren Smith, the quarterback. They lost their receivers. But Lehigh is always professional. They're always hard-nosed football players. From that area of the country, they get a lot of players from the Western or Eastern PA, kind of Western, PSAC conference, those guys up in that area. Those are really good football players because they play hard.
Yeah.
And they always play as a team. That's one thing I'll give Lehigh Valley. They always play as a team. Now, they may have, obviously everybody looks at it and says, okay, you're in the South, you have better players. You may have guys that run faster. You may have guys that are bigger. Doesn't mean they're better football players.
That's right.
And so that's what Lehigh does. They have a tendency to play really well as a team. And the big question mark is going to be, what are they going to do? I mean, they've had the same coach there for 9 years until today.
Okay.
Or 6 years. So we always knew what they were going to do. I could always pull up film and say, okay, they're kind of going to do this. They're going to kind of do that. Now it's just, hey, let's flip a coin. Let's see what we got. So all I did is just prepare for everything best we could and see what happens. And it'll be kind of like a boxing match, first couple rounds. I'm just going to kind of feel them out, see how we're acting, how we're playing, get our new guys, acclimated to the game. They don't even know all the rules. I mean, I had to have a rules meeting and just say, okay, here's the rules of arena football.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Well, and it's funny that you speak of rules because I had to have that same level of conversation with our production crew. Just even down to the level of, okay, our DJ can't play music.
Oh yeah.
During the course of the opposing team once they break for the huddle. So it's those kinds of things.
I mean, you can, but you're not supposed to.
Exactly. So, it's those kind of little nuances that, as far as rules and regulations are concerned, that even as a production crew, that we have to stay in compliance to.
Right.
So, it's those things. Well, Coach, let's look, and I guess from the aspect of, because this is Kinetic Credit Union Magnet Schedule Giveaway Night. Try saying that 3 times fast.
Kinetic.
It's a great sponsorship that we've got with Kinetic Credit Union.
Janet Evans, congratulations on her retirement. has always been a great supporter of us, along now with Mark Littleton over at Kinetic. And that's their thing, man.
Yeah.
They do it every year. I love it. It's something you can count on. It's almost like a great branding because, and that's where I bank. And if you're not banking there, I can't say that. But anyway, so yeah, I love it. It's a good to approach. So you walk through the doors, people will be passing up the schedules.
Exactly. So the gates open, Lion Nation, at 6:30 p.m. Don't be confused about the fanfare that's going on outside. There's also Spring Fling that's happening to the left of us. Just another opportunity to get involved in the mystique and the excitement of this fanfare activity going on. Before you even hit the door, Spring Fling is going on over to your left. But you just come on in through the double doors and get ready to party with the purpose as we get down, as we bring the Lehigh Valley Steelhawks to us. Again, gates open at 6:30. You want to be there. Make certain you're there for the Lions Walk. That's a very traditional, coveted opening for us. Coach gets the opportunity to get on the mic and present a pregame talk to our players as well as to our fans before we go into the jungle. The kickoff is 7:30. Coach, before we let you go, we've got to highlight some additional activity with some sponsors. We've got the Midas Player of the Game.
Looking forward to that.
That Midas touch. Something about that golden
pretty
touch.
cool.
It is.
The Midas touch Player of the Game.
Touch, yes.
I love those segments. We got Midas. Who's the other three?
We've got the Sprague's Napa Auto Parts Catch of the Game.
I like that one.
You like that one?
I do.
Okay. Then we have the Collision Surgeons Hit of the Game.
Cindy Dunning.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That goes out. And they go out throughout the week.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that, we have it set up in the office where we'll release the Midas Player on Monday and Sprague's Catch of the Week on Tuesday. And as we go through the week as we release them. But I look forward to seeing the highlight of it and seeing
Absolutely.
the video. And Haley does a good job of putting that out. So I think we're missing one.
Last and certainly not least, the Air Force Reserve Defensive Player of the Game.
That's a new one.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully they'll pick a player that's flying around on the field.
Oh.
Air Force, go Air Force.
That's right. That's right. Well, Coach, has there been anything that I may have omitted that we need to?
Well,
speak
yeah.
on?
I know we got a big game against Lehigh. Gates open at 6:30. Get there at 6:30.
Get there at 6.
It's gonna be fun. It's a Friday night. I don't know. I'm kind of partial to Friday night games. I think it's cool to get off work, go grab the kids, grab something to eat, and come to the arena and have a game. You got the whole weekend to yourself.
Yeah. Well, you could even eat.
Yeah, they got great food there.
Great
too.
food in the stadium.
But next Saturday is USAA.
Military, there you go.
Military night, sponsored by USAA and Liberty Utilities. Big night. A lot of soldiers are coming.
A lot of soldiers.
And we are, asking sponsors and businesses and individuals to help support because the military, with their budget cuts, they don't pay for the buses for the soldiers to come. We give away the tickets. We take care of the tickets for all the soldiers.
Okay.
That's what we do on our end. But we need help paying for these buses. These buses are it's almost $150.
Wow.
$150. This one sounds southern. Oh my gosh. $150. But so yeah, just call our office to help support us, to help get all these buses here. This year we're pushing 2,500 to 3,000 soldiers at the game.
That's huge.
It'll be bigger. And last year was loud. You remember all the?
Oh man.
And there was only 1,750.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Seemed like it
So
was so much more.
they're looking at another 1,000 soldiers to get them at the game. And John Hargrove, our owner, is working with Fort Benning, MWR, everybody out there to get these guys at the game, have a good time. And plus, it's against Jacksonville. It's a rematch of the championship game. And I want to show them what a great crowd looks like. They have a big arena, and they put in 10, 13,000 people. I want to show them what 6,000 people does in that building, and that roof will come out.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's loud.
That's right.
So, contact the office if you have any information or if you want to get involved with that.
ColumbusLions.net. If you need to get tickets, go ahead and get those in advance. Again, April 21st, which is a Saturday, against our arch enemies, the Jacksonville Sharks. And Coach, Military Appreciation Night, it gets no finer in the jungle because it is an eye-opening experience to see all of those soldiers just saying that soldier's creed. Just makes your skin crawl and your hair on your back of your neck stand up to hear those guys and those women that serve our country do that soldier's creed. So, Lion Nation, you need to make certain you're there. Coach, we thank you for your time as always.
No, thank you, man.
Appreciate your leadership. Toygar, our family over here at CTV Beam, we couldn't do it without you. Lion Nation, make sure you stay tuned to another episode of Roar Time. I'm your host, Eric Fowler, Dr. Love in the Jungle. Until we meet again, you all take care.